3. We are given the models again here. Find the accumulated value of an investment. So the principal is 10,000. T equals 3 years. Interest rate R 0.04. Compounded semi-annually. How many times a year is that? N equals 2. Compounded quarterly. How many? 4. Very good. Compounded monthly. 12. And compounded continuously. That's a different story, a different formula. No. No. Okay, very good. So for the first 3, I'm going to create a function in the graphing calculator, which is 10,000 in parentheses 1 plus 0.04 divided by x raised to 3 times x. Because I want to get all 3 numbers at once. For this one, I cannot do anything else but put 1,000 times e to 0.04 times 3 years. But for the first one, I would like to create a function. Ready? Because n is the variable, n is x, in other words, I don't have n in the calculator. So 1,000 in parentheses 1 plus 0.04 divided by x, close the parenthesis, power 5 times x, and close the parenthesis. And then I go to second and table, and I punch in what I want. And I want to punch in 2, and then 4, and then 12. And I get all the answers at once. So 1,219, so A of 2, 1,219. A of 4, 1,220.20. A of 12, 1,221. And now for continuous, I would use 1,000 times e raised to, in parentheses, 0.04 multiplied by 3. Did I put 3? Or did I put 5? I have to go back and check what I put in the function. Sorry. So 1127.50. Did I put 3 or 5? If I put 5, I have to correct. I put 5. I'm sorry. I don't know why I put 5. I have no excuse. My apologies. Oh. Yeah, the software is just sometimes it's so difficult to work with. Yeah, see what happens. 3. Okay, so I go back, it will change all the answers. Sorry about that. So it's 1126.20. 1126.20. 1126.8. And 1127.3. My apologies. Well, I like 5 more than 3, so no, it's no excuse, sorry. Any questions on this problem? Any questions, please? So when I got to the continuous interest, I realized that, hey, no, I don't think I put 3 in there. I thought I put 5. Yep. Okay, finally I can say that it's done. Okay. Okay, very.
That's okay.
Oh my God.
That would explain why I was way off from you.
It was 10,000, wasn't it? I'm sorry. Sorry. No, it is 1,000. Okay, let's do it again with 10,000. My apologies. I don't want to erase again. So, yes. So we have A equals 10,000. 1 plus 0.04 over x raised to 3x, and A equals 10,000, 0.04 times 3. And from here I will obtain 3 different answers. Sorry, my apologies. Okay, so I have to correct y equals I have to insert another 0. Okay, I did. Let's make Heather happy.
Oh, you could have left it. I just was wondering where I went so very wrong.
Okay. So the first one is 11,262, 11,268, 11,275, and then the continuous, my apologies, and the continuous is also previous entry. I will insert another 0. It's horrible. Okay, insert a 0. 11,274.96. 11,274.97. Okay, good. So we did this problem twice. So we don't have to do it again. Okay, so in number 2, any questions? Any questions? Number 2, we're asked to graph a function that is h of x, 2 raised to x minus 2 plus 1. And then another function as the last problem, negative 7 raised to x plus 1 plus 49. So we're asked to use transformations, but also determine the x and y intersects algebraically. So let's do that. Ready? So let's start with the x and y intersects. These are 2 different functions. They're not connected. We're going to have 2 different graphs. So h of 0, 2 raised to 0 minus 2, 2 to negative 2 plus 1, and this is 1/4 plus 1, or 5/4. So 0, 5/4 is the y-intercept of the first function. Any questions on that? So now when we set h of x equal to 0, then we have 2 raised to x minus 2 plus 1 equals 0. 2 to x minus 2 equals negative 1. And what will you do next? It says, well,
See, what happened was.
Oh yeah, it's 2. My bad. Sorry. Let's go.
okay, I'll have to go back and show you the e, but right now let's finish this one. I just invented a new one. Sorry about that. We'll go back to e in a minute. It was not by intention. Okay, so what will you do next to solve this equation? What will you do?
Natural law.
Right. Impossible. Can anyone explain why this is impossible? Because you cannot apply natural log to a negative number. We know that. You can apply natural log to this side, but you cannot apply natural log to negative. So there are no solutions. So this function will only cross the y-axis, but not the x-axis. Very good. Good. So let's also work on this one. So then, quiet please. Thank you. So g of 0, 0 plus 1 is 1. 7 to the first power is 7. Minus 1 times 7, negative 7, plus 49 is 42. So then 0, 42. Now the other one, g of x equals 0, means negative 7 to x plus 1 plus 49 equals 0. What should I do first? Excellent. Well done. Negative 7 raised to x plus 1 equals negative 49. What do I have to do next, no matter what?
Multiply by negative.
Excellent. And also change 49 into 7 squared. Two numbers are equal and they have the same base. So therefore, x plus 1 must equal 2. So x equals negative 1. So this one has an x-intercept, which is negative 1, 0. The previous one didn't. So allow me to graph these two using transformations, and then we'll go to that e.
Wait a minute.
Yes, I'm ready.
How did you get x equals negative 1 from x plus 1 equals 2?
I don't know. Don't trust me today. 3 mistakes in 3 minutes. 2 I copied, and the other ones I don't know what I did. I'm not checking to see whether you are awake or not. Absolutely not.
I think we need a break today.
Well, it's at the end of the semester. Everyone needs a break. Okay, so it is 0. My apologies. It's not intentional. And no, I wasn't testing you. I am absolutely positive. Okay, so let's graph the first one. But first, let's identify the steps. The base function is, careful, the base function is, say it again. Raise. No log, there is no log. 2 to the x. Say it again. Alex, what are you saying? I'm happy you're excited, but what are you saying? No, I didn't change it yet. I haven't finished. I haven't graphed the function using transformations. We only determine the x and y intercepts algebraically.
Oh, you put 2 questions
I think
together.
I am awake. I think now I'm awake.
Okay.
Yes. So the first transformation on 2 to the x, what will it be?
So right.
Right 2. Very good. And number 2 on 2 to the x minus 2 plus 1 up 1. That's why it does not ever cross the x-axis. That's why there is no x-intercept. Very good. That's excellent. Good. So is 2 to the x increasing or decreasing on all its domain? Yes. And it crosses at 0, 1 always. This is 2 to the x. Then you told me to shift it to the right. So please give me this point. Where does it go? So what is the point now? One more time.
2, 0.
We are
1.
shifting to 1. Yes,
1.
indeed. So this is 2 to x minus 2. And then you said that we have to move this graph up 1. But I have to move something first before I move it. I have to move the horizontal asymptote. And now please tell me, where does this point move? So 2, not to 2, but 2 comma 2. So this is 2 to x minus 2 and plus 1. And we know it has no x-intercept. 1 second. But it has a y-intercept, which is right here. This point is 0, 5/4. Yes?
If I'm correct, this graph what we're doing right now is for number 2, right?
No, I already changed the problem, and then you were talking to Dylan. That's why you didn't pay attention.
We're both trying to figure it out.
So I'm graphing 2 to the x. When I'm done, I'll go back to e to x minus 2 in a second. Since I started and I determined the y-intercept, I said I'm going to finish this with 2, and then I'll come back. Okay, so this is the graph of 2 to the x minus 2 plus 1. Now we want to finish this one, and then we'll go back. So we have g of x, which is negative 7 raised to x plus 1 plus 49. Is that okay? Please stop talking, Dylan, please. Let her, she needs all the instruction she can get. She needs to pay attention. She can talk to you later, please. Okay, so the base.
X.
7 to the power x. Excellent. Number 1 will be 7 raised to x plus 1. What does this mean? Excellent. Left 1. Number 2 is negative 7 raised to x plus 1. What does this do to number 1? Yes, reflect. Very good. With respect to the x-axis. Very good. Awesome. You learned tremendously in this class already. I mean, it's a lot of topics we had to go through. A lot. Okay, number 3, we have negative 7 raised to x plus 1 and plus 49. What does 3 do to number 2?
It goes up.
Very good. Up 49. Great job.
Drop down this paper.
We're going to take a unit of 10. We're smarter than that.
It's tiny. It's like 5. 5.
We know that I'm awake, but also Alex is awake. And I'm very happy to see that. Okay, 7 to the x crosses at 1, mandatory. 7 to the x. Then you told me to move it 1 to the right. So here it is. Here's the new graph. We move it 1 to the right. We just said left.
Yeah.
So here it is. We said left. So 7 raised to x plus 1. Then you said that I have to reflect this with respect to the x-axis. Let's reflect with respect to the x-axis. Good. So this point goes here. So here it is. So this is negative 7 raised to x plus 1. And then you said we have to go up 49, but we already, a few minutes ago, we already determined the x and y intercepts. So I'm expecting 1, 0, and I'm expecting 0, 42. Okay. I have to shift the horizontal asymptote first, right? So it has to go up to 49. So I'm going to say this is 49. Yes, it's not a scale, but this is more important than finding this particular scale. Okay, so 1, 0 will definitely be this point. And 42, 0, 42, I'm going to say that this is 42. 0, 42. So here's the graph. Can anyone give us the range of this function? Negative infinity to 49. I'm sorry?
I never put it like 49 to negative 50.
But we read from left to right. So I will not read your name as... Yes, exactly. Thank you. Any questions on this? So this was the other graph. Now, what will change with e to the x? I know it's 3:15, I have to stop, so I'm going to stop right this moment. But what will change with e to the x? Nothing, except the x and y intercepts. So the graph will be identical with this. But it will not have an x-intercept, but it will have a different y-intercept. Everything else is the same. So please remind me to do this on Wednesday, because I don't want you to think that I avoided it by any chance. Because I didn't. I was just not awake, I guess.
It's just a rough day for everybody.
I guess.
Just a rough day.
So
I spread my own days.
please remember to redo your first test and the second test in preparation for the final exam. We are less than 3 weeks away from the final exam. And there is the Thanksgiving in between, so I don't want you to forget what we covered already. If you have any questions, please stay. And I have to correct that. Okay, what else? Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
Thank you. Sorry about that. Not intentional. Please stay if you have any questions. If you want to work on anything, please stay.
I'm very. Teach. Take care, man.
You too. Thank you.
Thank you.
Everything okay?
Yes, it is. I have some quizzes to do.
Thank you.
Thank you.
How are you doing, Dana? Are you catching up? Are you okay?
Yeah, I started a new job and it's really been swamping me, but I get a free day this week to catch up on everything.
I really hope so.
Yeah.